BLT is exploding with flavor. Imagine crispy, juicy bacon strips on top of tuna, fresh lettuce, and slices of tomato, topped with your favorite sauce and choice of freshly baked bread. Enjoy the best of both worlds with the tuna BLT from Subway. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Boxed. Email sales@boxed.ky to place your holiday in a box order.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Anita Khan.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Today is a lovely Thursday, Throwback Thursday. Saying good morning to Silver Fox, holding it down in the next studio, operating the cameras, the phone, the doors, just about everything today. Good morning, Paul. And we have our guest in the studio this morning. She's no stranger to Radio Cayman. She's no stranger to guest hosting. She's no stranger to writing, media personality. It's none other than Ms. Catherine Tyson. Catherine, she's just coming off her first book, Somebody's Mama. That was a humorous memoir about navigating her life as a single mother to 3 children. Catherine continues the conversation, but since the 3 children are now university educated, successful professionals, this time she offers valuable tips. In an easy-to-read format, Tyson provides simple points of advice on mindset and behavior that aims to make the single mother's journey a little easier and help to raise phenomenal children against all odds. The single parent journey can be challenging, but with simple decisions, it can make or break the outcome. Understanding that you have the power of your outcome is the first place to start. Single mamas are definitely more powerful than they are pitiful. If you pull the bull by the horns and get down to the business of raising happy, healthy children on your own or with a partner. Having said all of that, I'd like to say good morning to our guest in the studio, Miss Catherine Tyson. Good morning, Catherine.
Good morning, Anita. I'm Catherine Tyson Sewell now.
Oh, well, excuse
it's okay.
me. That's
fine. And
she's not pitiful anymore.
No,
she's powerful.
Never
No,
been
just
pitiful.
kidding.
That's the name of the book.
Kidding.
Not pitiful. So the name of the book, the new book, is Single Mama, Powerful, Not Pitiful. And I'm not coming off of my first book. That's been many moons ago.
How many years ago? When did you write that one?
2009.
2009. Okay, 2009.
It's been another life.
Yeah.
And so this book is actually coming off of that book. So this book has been in the process maybe a few years after. I look back on my records, and I think I had 2012 on one of the copies of this book. So this book has been brewing in the making for a very, very long time. And it really was just pulling principles out of I'm Somebody's Mama. So I'm Somebody's Mama was like a memoir. It was my journaling, of this journey that I was on, this amazing journey that I had been chosen to be on. And I'd have to say chosen to be on because, it's a blessing.
Right.
And then, just my journaling. And then after that, a lot of people really benefited from it. They loved it. They loved the story. It was funny. It was sad. It was all sorts of stuff.
How old were you when you wrote that, Catherine? If I can ask that,
Well, the reason I laughed is because anything that I can say that I'm writing goes through so much process that when I started writing I'm Somebody's Mama, I was probably about maybe 30 years old when I started, because my single parent journey started when I was 26.
Okay.
So I didn't start writing I'm Somebody's Mama until I was about 30. So it took about 4 years for me to figure out that Prince Charming was not going to save me. And I was hoping and praying like, come on.
So how old were the children at the time?
So and at the time, the children would have been 4, 8, and 9 when I started to really put down my thoughts.
Challenging years.
And
4, 8, and 9.
Exactly.
Oh.
And then it didn't actually come to fruition till maybe another 10 years. It took another, quite possibly it took another, many years for the book to finally come to fruition, because I was thinking to myself, like, who am I to write a book? Like, I don't know nobody. I'm just out here struggling and
Somebody's mama
and living my life. Well, that's the whole point, right? So during that time, I'm like, well, who am I to write a book? And I became a social worker. I educated myself, thank God, because I did have 3 kids, and I realized that the world was not giving me anything, and they didn't ask to be. My kids didn't ask to be here, so I needed to get my butt in gear. Was the point, and so became a social worker. Started working with women and seeing that some of the things that they were doing, they could have done something different, or they could have for a different outcome, or they might not have been struggling as much had they made some other decisions. So that's why my journaling that I had started became very, very relevant. And then I started to share it with some other social worker friends of mine, and they were laughing and thinking, oh my God, this is so funny. You should write a book. This is really funny. And a lot of people could benefit from it. So that's where I kind of got even the brainchild that I could produce something, from just little old me that could possibly help someone. And so there, I'm Somebody's Mama was born.
So you basically started from being somebody's mama,
Yeah.
and journaling. So you would say that journaling really helped this process?
I would think so. I would definitely think so. As a counselor, we always tell people to journal, tell people to put down your thoughts, because a lot of times you'll have things that are kind of inside and it's hurting you, or you need to process it. But because you're ignoring it, you're just getting up every day and living your life. It's like, all right, what about journaling? What about writing it down? So every time something happened to me that was disappointing, that hurt me, I would write it. And I love to write. So I've always done very well in English in school, love essays. And so I would just journal. And I found myself going back to visit my journals like maybe a year later, and I could see the funny in it. So I could change it now because the outcome was different. Because at that moment, it was like, oh my gosh, did this happen to me? And then a year later, it was like, yeah, it did. But here's the cute part about it. And I think that kind of just makes you have power over your life and over your situation. So after I'm Somebody's Mama, a lot of people that, read it and they just thought it was hilarious, and they thought it was so much life lessons. And then I had a couple of people saying, you need to make it shorter. Like, come on, tell us what to do. It was kind of like, I have a lot of non-reading friends, by the way.
I have not read the book.
I have non-reading friends too, by the way. And they're like, just tell me what to do. And
read the book.
Yeah, that's what I would say, that read the book. And they're like, oh gosh, just tell me what to do. So Single Mama Powerful Not Pitiful is really not telling you what to do, but it's pulling out principles. So it's I have like my you can read the chapters, right? And it's just talking
Live
to you.
by your own rules. I like that one.
Live by your own rules. And live by your own rules, really, that one is about not letting people tell you what you should be doing or what you shouldn't be doing, especially with your kids. For instance, I had 2 little boys, and I was raising them very sheltered. You know what I mean, in the sense that they wasn't running the streets and sowing their oats and and I had people saying, "Oh, you're raising those boys like girls. You need to get those boys and let them do their thing." I'm like, no. I'm raising people of integrity. I'm raising people that are going to be grown-ups one day, and I want them to have certain standards. And I think people understand exactly what I'm saying. When you raise men without standards, you have a lot of problems, because they think that they can talk to women a certain way. They think that they can do certain things. They have no respect for themselves, for the woman that they're talking to. And I did not want that for my sons. So that's what live by your own rules is in one way. Figure out what works for you. what works for your kids, and that's the rules you live by, not what you see other people doing or what people are trying to convince you of doing. So in this book, there are different chapters that I talk about. I talk about quality versus quantity. We feel very guilty about the time that we don't spend with our kids, but what about the time that we do have? What are we doing during that time? Because you might not have as much time as you'd like, but the time that you do have, maximize that. So yeah, so they're just principles that I pulled out of I'm Somebody's
Yeah, live
Mama.
by your own rules. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to live by your own rules.
You like that one.
Yeah. I do that all the time. I'm a single mama too. I've been a single mama.
Right.
So I live by my own rules.
Yeah, you'd be able to relate to a lot of that stuff too then if you're a single mother. But you know what? What I'm realizing about this book is it's not just for single mothers, it's for parents.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me look at a couple of little things.
But when you wrote Somebody's Mama, you were single at the time, were you?
Absolutely. Okay. I mean, I would call myself a consummately single person throughout that journey, like literally. I'm not this, and it's not my situation now. My situation is different. I'm not first of all, my 3 children are grown-ups. So I'm no longer a struggling single mother. Now I'm asking them for money.
On that note, we're going to take a break. Hold a thought. Because you got a mic, you can do it publicly, if they're listening. That way you'll put
I tell them privately, just have my money ready.
We're going to take a quick break. Thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center. Cayman Insurance Center is celebrating 45 years of service to the Cayman Islands. And, of course, thanks to Box Cayman. Box from our kitchen to yours.
Life can get hectic, but dinner doesn't have to be a hassle. Made with love, Box frozen meals are preservative-free and packed with nutrition. From jerk chicken pasta to Caribbean spice pulled pork, we've got your taste buds covered. Box cares about your family and the environment. Our trays and sleeves are compostable and recyclable. With Boxed, dinner is ready in a flash. Just heat from frozen in the oven or microwave for a delicious home-cooked meal. Find our meals and desserts at your local supermarket or order through the Bento app for convenient delivery. Boxed. From our kitchen to yours.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue new policies or increases when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call the insurance professionals at Cayman Insurance Center 949-4657 or email info@cic.com.ky. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Cayman Insurance Center's insurance professionals today at 949-4657.
International Diabetes Federation records reflect 6.1 adults aged 20 to 79 years old in the Cayman Islands live with diabetes. 537 million adults the world over live with diabetes. November is World Diabetes Awareness Month. November 14th is World Diabetes Awareness Day, marking the birthday of Dr. Frederick Banting, the insulin co-discoverer. We, Rotary Central, along with the Health Services Authority, invite you to a free health screening: blood sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, hemoglobin, A1C, BMI, and free physician's consultation. Saturday, November 4th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. 2 convenient locations: A.L. Thompson's Georgetown, Costules Governor Square, West Bay Road. Mark this date that could change your life for better. Rotary Health Check, Saturday, November 4th. Rotary, creating hope in the world.
Your Yesteryear Musical, Saturday evenings at 8 o'clock on Breeze Radio. Entertaining, enlightening, and inspirational. Topical with CI cultural and heritage flashbacks on the wonderful music of yesteryear, from the Thomas Edison era to the recent past. Your Yesteryear Musical, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on Breeze Radio, 105.3 FM in Grand Cayman and 91.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Anita Khan.
Welcome back to the Buzz. Good morning. If you're just joining us, we are speaking with Miss Catherine Tyson. Well, Mrs. Catherine Tyson Swell. Is that Swell?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
She's got her second book out, Single Mama, Powerful, Not Pitiful. I just love the title. And her first book, in case you didn't know, it's Somebody's Mama.
I'm somebody's
mama. Yeah. I always forget that I'm.
You can't forget the I'm.
I'm somebody's mama. That's right. And Catherine, you've got a book launch coming up for Single Mama?
I do. November the 10th.
November
It's
10th.
on a Friday. So it's not this Friday, next week Friday, and it's going to be at 6:30 at Next Chapter. And I would love people to just come out and support it. But also, come out, say hello to me, and get your signed copy. Mm-hmm. And, especially if you're in the same situation or just parents. Like I said, this book is really for parents. It's told from a single mother standpoint in a sense, but it's the principles. So some of the principles that I have are write their future. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, when you're a parent, that's what you're doing, one way or the other. You're writing the future.
Some people would say you can't do that. You can't.
Well, I know
write
they
your
can.
child,
They can say what they want. I wrote the book, so I'm going to say what I want. But yeah, you're right. You can't. But what I mean
you have to
by
let them
that,
be who they want to be.
But what I mean by that, is this: you can't walk around saying you want your children to be successful, yet you don't know where they are at night. You don't know who their friends are. You're not checking on their homework. You're not ensuring that they're okay. So that's what I mean by that. Of course, you can't literally make someone be something. But my point is you have the ability as a parent to influence. And that's what you should be doing positively. Mm-hmm. So in other words, if I wanted my children, which I did, I wanted them to go to college, all of them. That was a part of their future that I wrote because in their everyday, it was always towards that goal. So when my sons were in like year 11, they came home and they were like, a lot of our friends aren't going to college. They're not talking about college. They want to get a job. They want to get an apartment. But we know we're going to college. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that, and they were like, yeah, that's so weird. Like I thought everyone was going to college. Mm-hmm. And so that's the example of write their future. So in other words, if you want them to be successful adults, what are you doing right now? What are you doing with that beautiful little 5-year-old? Mm-hmm. What type of principles are you teaching this 5-year-old? Because they're so cute. But that 5-year-old
just let him be.
That 5-year-old is going to be 10. Mm-hmm. He's going to be 15. He's going to be 20. And when you see people that are committing crimes, for instance, when you see people that are not doing well in their adult life, look back at when they were 5. Okay? And so I don't see anyone as a bad person. I always say, how'd they get there? Because just imagine this beautiful little baby that came home from the hospital. That beautiful baby had a clean slate and had an opportunity to be amazing. But what happened between them having a clean slate, the opportunity to being amazing, to turning out to being a criminal, for instance? There has to be so many things in the middle. And I will not give parents a pass for that. I'm sorry. Parenting is a very, very serious job. And it's every single day. And it's putting in what you want to get out.
I'm there with you, Catherine.
And then you hope for the best.
Mm-hmm. I'm there with you.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So any parent would understand that.
I absolutely agree.
So, and that's one of the things that I talk about. And another one that I talk about is sing their praises. And that's another parenting kind of concept for me to pull out a principle. Sing their praises. Build them up. Make them feel amazing. Make them know that they're incredible, that they're beautiful, that they're strong, that they're smart, that they're capable of doing anything. When you build them up, then when you send them out into the world has a harder time breaking them down. Because when you build them up and the world tells them something, they can say, oh, that's foolishness. I'm amazing. I'm incredible. I'm great. And so I feel like parents have this opportunity to create this cocoon around our children and fill them up with all these good things. And then when you fling them out to the world, then, they're still able to manage that information with the stuff that they're getting from their home.
Basically making them street smart.
Well, I mean, just making them street ready, I would say street ready. But I feel like one of the main reasons why Single Mama, Powerful, Not Pitiful it was so important to me is because there were so many times when I did feel pitiful. You know, there were times when you know, people will say, oh, poor Catherine, her poor little children, you know, her poor little children. I remember even my grandmother saying that, like, oh, let's help so-and-so, them poor little children not got no food, you know. And I just remember being a single mother, and I'm like, I'm not pitiful. Like, these kids are amazing. Like, oh my gosh, I have these 3 people that think I'm a rock star. And I got to treat them good. And I can't make the world see them as pitiful. So no matter how I was feeling at the time, I knew that I had to breathe something better into me so that they can see this powerful being. And it's so funny that when they realized that I wasn't that powerful, the tables turned a little bit and they started to mother me. They started to parent me. And that's incredible when you get to that point. You have an older child, so you might be able to appreciate that. I don't know if she mothers you.
She's 38. When I'm sick.
Yeah.
You know. But she knows I'm powerful.
Yeah.
Not pitiful.
Does she give you advice?
Yeah.
Do you ever get advice from
when
her?
it comes to technology?
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
So that's what I'm saying, that, you know, you're able to experience this amazing relationship with this adult person now, because you're not taking care.
It was harder when she was younger.
Yeah.
But now she's more, you know, she's a parent herself.
Yeah.
So I guess she's going through her thing, you know. One day she called me. She said, "Mom, I'm tired of adulting." I'm like, "Oh, welcome to the real world." You know.
Been tired, but I still got to get up every day.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
something we do. You know, even when they're 99, you're still a parent. You don't just resign yourself from not being a parent.
Always, yeah. I mean, you're ruined for life. That's what I say. My heart is ruined for life. Like, there's never a time when I'm not thinking about these people.
But Catherine, you have 3 amazing children. And I know you're very proud.
I am.
And putting all of that information into this single book or the second book is, what does it do for your feelings? What does it do for your ego? Let's talk ego. What does it do for you?
So this book is not really about my ego, to tell you the truth.
I don't mean your ego, you know, but how do you feel, you know, after accomplishing all of this and knowing that you have 3 adult children? Look at Catherine, former Miss Cayman Islands. You know, she does her thing. Caitlin. What did I say? Catherine? Caitlin. I mean, I love Caitlin.
Yeah.
You know, she's amazing. I don't know your boys, but Caitlin is amazing.
My boys are amazing, too.
She's amazing. I mean, you must be really proud.
I'm proud of them.
If I had 3 children, I mean, I've got 1, but if I had 3, and then I'm you know, you yourself, you're amazing, and you put all that into a book. You're basically journaling your life's journey for other parents, especially women.
Yeah.
To see, to read, and to just empower themselves. I mean, that's got to be something.
Yeah. So here's what I feel about it. So I'm Somebody's Mama was really my story. Single Mama, Powerful Not Pitiful is really someone else's story. I'm giving my story to anyone who would read it in order for them to get some tools in their toolbox. So that's how I feel very proud of that. I feel proud that I was able to put that, you know, on paper. And I'm hoping that it takes wings and flies, because there are so many broken children in this world. There are so many broken people in this world that we really do need to breathe life into each other. And there's a lot of people breaking people down, and I'm trying to be a part of the club that's not breaking people down. So if my story and some principles can help someone go, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. Okay, so I'm on the right track. Okay, so it's okay for me to feel overwhelmed and struggle, but I'm going to be all right on the other side. Because I'm Somebody's Mama was kind of the book that said, God, I hope this comes out okay. And Single Mama, Powerful Not Pitiful is kind of like, I did it. It came out okay. We can be okay. Guys, listen, when you get on this side, you're going to be okay if you do some of these things. So that's kind of it. So I'm so proud of these 3 adult people that call me mommy. It's crazy. I'm so proud of them because they're such incredible people.
Do they call you Catherine?
Of course not. They better not. They call me mommy.
I wouldn't think
they literally don't even call me mom. They still call me mommy. All of them call me mommy. My boys call me mommy. But that's who I am.
Well, you see, the thing about this book, Single Mama, Powerful Not Pitiful, is that you've raised 3 successful, amazing children.
Yeah.
And so the information in this book would if I had young ones coming up, I would want to read this.
Yeah, exactly.
I would want to know how you raised those kids to be so successful.
Exactly.
I would want to know.
And it's so simple. Like literally, there some of the things in there are so simple. I just opened up a page to choose wisely.
That's the one.
Right?
That's the one I want right now.
Point 5 is choose wisely. Do you know what choose wisely is about? It's about not bringing everybody home to your children. This is telling women, and it could be men that are dating, women that are dating, don't just bring anyone home to your children.
Can I read it?
Check him out first. Sure. Check him out first before you bring him home to your little children.
And I like the way you call it point 5, not chapter 5.
No, it's point. It's
point 5.
Points.
Point 5. I love that. So point 5 in Catherine's book, Single Mama, Powerful, Not Pitiful. It starts, stop grabbing the last man standing, thinking they are Mr. Right when they just might be Mr. Wrong. They look like Mr. Wrong, they sound like Mr. Wrong, and they act like Mr. Wrong. So why do we pretend they are Mr. Right?
Exactly. That is, and I feel like that anyone listening or anyone hearing that, just a dating woman alone could be like, oh my gosh, that's so true. It doesn't even have to be a parent, because it's true, like women and men, but women are always trying to find, we're always trying to find love. We're trying to find somebody, and we just be ending up with people that are just not the right person. And we try so hard to convince ourselves that they're right.
Right.
And they're not right. And we know they're not right. And we feel it, but we still keep them around, or we still work with them. And here's the thing. When Catherine by herself was able to work with people, when I didn't have people looking up to me and needing me to ensure their world was safe, I could do foolishness like that. But when I realized that I have 3 people that are looking at me going, you got this, right? You're good? We're good? I could not subject my children to certain things. Mm-hmm. So the responsibility that I felt as a mother to these 3 children was very different than a single woman felt with who she could date. So I really just want women to appreciate that part of it. Do not bring everybody home to your children. I know some women that they have had maybe 3 or 4 boyfriends over, I don't know, could be, whatever period, 5 years. And their children are calling that guy dad. And then they'll call the other guy dad. And they go, stop that madness. That is madness. So come on. We would need another show for me to really talk about
We're going to take a break first, though. We're going to take a break. Business Buzz is sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center and Box Cayman. In the studio, we have Mrs. Catherine Tyson Swell, and she's talking about her new book, Single Mama, Powerful, Not Pitiful. Stay right there. We've got more to come.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue new policies or increases when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call the insurance professionals at Cayman Insurance Center 949-4657 or email info@cic.com.ky. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Cayman Insurance Center's insurance professionals today at 949-4657.
This holiday season, enjoy a hassle-free feast with your whole family with a holiday in a box. A complete holiday dinner that easily serves 8 to 10 people. Prepared by executive chefs, canapes, carved turkey and ham, sides and 2 desserts. No shopping, no food prep, and no kitchen cleanup. Simply pop the dishes in the oven, and within 60 minutes, your holiday feast is ready to be savored. Pre-orders are now open. Only $175, serving 8 to 10 people. To place an order, email wholesale@catering.ky.
I've got some beautiful clothes. I know just where they go. Pure and cleaner.
It is that time of the year when we at Puritan Cleaners remind our customers of the services we offer on drapes and all household items. Standard prepaid discounts apply. Call us today at 949-7104, Georgetown and Savannah Countryside. Puritan Cleaners, you feel good when you look good.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
And that was a very short break. 11 minutes to 9 o'clock, 11 minutes left on the Business Buzz. So, Catherine, we were talking off cue.
We're having so much fun when we're on commercial.
But let's go back to some of that. We were talking about going back to having the wrong partner in your life when you have children and you don't contribute to any of the upbringing and anything that will contribute to raising your children.
Right.
There's got to be something else that we can tell women, just not just get rid of the guy or just get rid of our partner, because you have a lot of men who are single parents as well.
Right.
So they probably bring females home that don't contribute anything to the relationship.
Right.
Or to the upbringing of your children.
Right.
And to me, that is such a waste of time, waste of energy.
Yes.
And
you got work to do. You got kids to raise.
Yeah.
And that's what I always said. Like, I don't have time to be managing this situation because I have 3 people that did not ask to be here, and my focus needs to be on them. Like, seriously, if you're not fully raised, you're going to have to go back home to your mama and get raised because I got 3 people to raise. That I was that serious about it in my own mind. So I always kind of gave people like a 6-week window, to just check them out, see how they're doing, before I decided to bring them home. You know how many people did not pass the 6-week mark? Like, for real. So they didn't even get home to my kids.
Okay, but you're an adult. Your children are adults now.
Well,
all grown.
I'm talking about when they were young.
But
so
okay,
we're
now.
About small kids,
yeah, but we're talking now. You're now married.
Yes.
How did that work prior to, getting married now?
Well, I'm grown, right? And they're grown.
But children are still jealous,
Yeah. Well,
they'll always be jealous.
So I think with my kids, what happened is, they had seen me being single long enough. And they had seen me go through my stuff because I went through stuff, like Mr. Wrong and trying to convince myself that it was Mr. Right. And when my kids were no longer an issue, giving people opportunities, to have access to me that did not deserve it per se. So I think by the time this situation came, I had prayed about it. I was like, Lord, can you just send me someone who don't lie? He sent somebody who liked to come home. He sent me somebody who's
and stay at home.
It was a very specific prayer that I met somebody who was amazing, and it took my kids a minute really to be like, okay, are you happy? Is he good? And at some point, like as an adult, you have to be like, I'm gonna stay out my business.
I know
but I'm their business. They're my business. And so, and that great point that you just made, and I'm gonna just speak on that, is that even now that they're adults, whatever decisions that we all make relationship-wise, we have to think about the family unit. So does that person fit with all of us? Because one of my sons is married. I have a granddaughter. All of my children have their significant other, their fiance, their wife and their husband. You know what I mean? So I'm just looking at how everything fits. And so we'll have like family meetings and we'll talk about people and we'll say, well, what do you think? Well, she doesn't really get jokes. So can we kind of work with her on that? Or, all right, you know what? They weren't raised that way. So let's just pull back a little bit when we're doing our Tyson thing.
So do you think you still have some influence on their
Absolutely. I do. And I don't think I have influence in the way, just like they have influence over me, where we control each other, but because we love each other and we trust each other and we respect each other. And that's the key. Yeah. So in my book, one of my points is communication, and communication is key because that's the relationship building. So if I want my kids to value what I think, or I value what they think, there has to be a relationship of trust. So, I'm not going to be given bad advice, so they're not going to be giving me bad advice. That's really important. creating a relationship with them little people that you call kids. Like, they're not just people that you just dress and feed, and they're actually humans, like you said before. You can't tell them what to do in their life, or you have to give them leeway to be themselves. So that's where that relationship is built. So relationship is very, very important, and I'm so happy that we get to experience that as in this aspect of our lives now, where when I'm no longer raising them, they're adults and they contribute to their own lives, and we can still have this amazing friendship and relationship that to me has come out of all the things that I put in.
Catherine, we need part 2 of this,
No, always.
because I got... Actually, Susan got a bunch of questions in that I haven't
You
even
didn't get to any of
yet.
them.
She want to know if it's a paperback or hardcover. Now we can see it's a paperback.
Yes.
And we know it was published by Miss Karen Shane over at CLM. She's pretty, Miss Karen. Good morning if you're listening. I love Miss Karen.
Yes.
She's awesome.
And she's published now, she says, over 300 books. So if you're interested in your story, you should reach out to her.
And this was published in 2022.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this baby been around a long time.
So where can we get the book, Catherine?
You can get the book at Next Chapter, which is Kamana Bay. It used to be Books and Books. So Next Chapter. That's where I will be November the 10th at 6:30, not this Friday, but next Friday, doing a book signing. But the book is available there. It's also available at More Than Words, which is Karen's new store. She has a new bookstore, and it's a book and everything, not just books. And it's at Thompson Building in Georgetown. And you want to check it out, too. It's such a beautiful little...
upstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a beautiful little nook there. And it can also be picked up on Amazon. So Amazon.com, there's also a Kindle version on Amazon, which is a little less expensive. But, and if you love to order books on Kindle, just $5, just go and get it. $5 US, in fact.
Well, thanks for my copy.
Yeah, that's
so
your copy.
I'll save it to come to have you autograph it at book launch. So because I was going to ask you to autograph this one.
Well, just be sure, because they might charge you, to just let them know this is my copy, because they might send you to the cashier
to pay for it first. Right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what's the price? What's the price of the book, Catherine?
$14.95.
$14.95.
Yeah, and if people want it, like if they can call me, or they can reach out to me, and I'll get them a copy for less than that. They can get a little discount.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's Christmas coming, so you want to get a couple of copies for some of your friends. It'd be a great gift, I think. And yeah, you can get, if you have a single mother, in fact, I will throw this out. If you have a single mother that needs this book, and you reach out to me before the book signing, you can get that book for $10.
Oh, that's a deal. That's a sweet deal.
Because I want single mothers to get this book. I do. And I don't want them to sit it on the shelf. I want them to read it. And I want them to, to pull out those principles and get their stuff in order, because they are powerful, honey, not pitiful. And they got people to raise, and they have, they have, contribution to society that needs to be positive. And whatever I can do to help, and that's the reason that I'd even sit down and write a book.
What's your favorite chapter in the book?
I have so many favorite chapters.
Favorite point, rather.
Right. So my favorite points. So I have so many of them. Honestly, I like Choose Wisely, because I'm tired of us bringing jokers around our children and messing our children's lives up. That's not nice. I had 3, so sometimes I'd always meet people who didn't like one of them. Like, it doesn't work like that. You gotta like all 3. Well, I like that one, but I don't like this one. Get out of here. Me and you can't make it then. So I like Choose Wisely. I love Sing Their Praises, because my children are incredible, and I always want them to feel that, no matter what the world says. If the world calls them big head, or the world calls them awful, or that they can say, nope, I'm incredible. I am an incredible human being, because that's what made them always reach for the stars and achieve to the level that they've achieved, because they felt that they could do it. So I love that one. And I also really love, just powerful, not pitiful. You're not pitiful. You have a huge responsibility.
It's an empowering book.
Yes, it absolutely is. Yeah. So like I said, it's hard to choose a chapter or the points. Okay. Just get them all.
Just get them all. That's right.
Yes.
Single mama, powerful, not pitiful. Catherine, congratulations.
Thank you.
Job well done.
Thank
You can relax now, go on the beach and just chill.
Oh, yeah, right.
If you can find the time.
That would be nice. That would definitely be nice. But yeah, I hope that what people get from that book, what people get from this book is that you are in control of your destiny, that you have the power over your what's next. And the difference between a good outcome and a bad outcome, more than likely, are the choices that you continue to make. And you can always change those choices. And if something is not working for you, always work on getting to where something is working for you.
Well, can we look forward to another book?
Right now, I have...
As a grandma, maybe?
Listen, I have so many books. This took 10 years to finally get here. I have so many books that, that need to get out. So I don't know.
So what are you waiting for?
Hopefully not 10 years. Hopefully I'm going to...
Come on, you can do this. Hey, you got two dung pack.
And it took forever to get those two.
Well, now that you know what you have to do, you have all the editing and the publishing and all the tedious part out of the way.
That's the easiest part.
That's the easiest part. Well,
it's letting go of something. I told a young lady the other day, she said, I'm writing a book. And she said, I've been doing it for 5 years. I said, girl, let go. Just get it and let go, because the longer you hold on to it, the more you're going to find that you could change and you could do. And so just let it go.
Let it go.
Yes.
Just let it go.
Let it go.
Catherine, thank you so much.
Thank
it's been
you,
a pleasure. I wish we could stay longer. We got so much to talk about.
Yeah.
But Paul is looking at me. It's 9:00. Thanks to us.
Good morning to everybody.
Thank you again. And thanks to all our listeners, of course, our YouTube viewers, and Paul for holding it on this Silver Fox. I keep calling him Paul. Silver Fox. Paul, a.k.a. Silver Fox, for holding it down this morning. And for Susan. Susan is getting a nice day off today. Thanks for Susan for producing the show. Until Tuesday, November 7th, when we bring you another Business Buzz counting down to Christmas. In the meantime, please stay safe. Have a wonderful day. From me, your host, Anita Khan. Goodbye. And thanks to our sponsors, Cayman Insurance Center and Boxed.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Boxed. Email sales@boxed.ky to place your holiday in a box order.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio